Hello everybody, today I come with a new video. So I've seen Gabbie Hanna a lot lately with the things that she has posted in her Instagram story and all the crazy things that she's saying and doing. I'm just gonna show you a clip right now.
Neglected to include a very large part of the story, which was he involved himself in my life and my situation and publicly liked it, degrading me, then went out of his way to.
So for people who don't know Gabbie Hanna, she actually used to be a very famous Vine star. I don't know. She was like very popular in that era. And then she moved to YouTube, and then she became more and more famous, and then she started doing music. Now, she used to really hang out with David Dobrik and his like little group thing that also came from Vine. You know, like all that era, all that people that were like very good on Vine just became really popular. So right now she has a huge following, and she puts like really good music. I mean, it's not. I don't actively listen to it because I don't like her anymore. I don't like her personality, but her music is pretty okay. So I've been thinking that after everything I've seen about her and all the awful behaviors, like I've been watching a lot of videos about it because I'm really curious. Like before I knew how crazy she was, I used to watch her YouTube channel, and I thought it was fun, and I liked the fact that she was kind of like emo and stuff because like I am too, and she was also funny, so I could actually relate like when she was in Vine. And even when you see her in the era when she's still talking to David Dobrik, she's still really different. But I don't know, things changed somehow. And she just became really aggressive and impulsive. And she was saying things that weren't even there. And she just kind of wanted to keep on being the victim. Just for a little more insight, I do believe she was kind of bullied when she was with David Dobrik. Um, I think I'll probably put some like little clips, but you can even look it up. He was being really rude. She would like fat shame her. Thinking more about it, she has gone through this like trauma. Then she becomes super popular, and obviously, when she started becoming more and more popular, more people started hearing her voice. She became more like arrogant and more, I don't know, like she acting more weird, like things were over her head. Yeah, so maybe she's just like, I think the fame and all that kind of got over her. And what we all know what happens to people that have too much following or that are too famous, they kind of just only it's like an unbalanced power dynamic, I'd say. So again, her fans would just bully other people for her. She wouldn't listen to anybody after like how many shit David Dobrik told her, and she believed it. Um, and think kind of just I do believe things went more and more wrong because she just started doing things and like making up things just for drama. And I feel like now she's being completely even disrespectful and doing illegal things like on videos that she posts where she has an audience of teenagers and kids. Okay, so I'm not a T channel. Like I'm not here to put like every single clip or every little thing she did, but I can list some videos where I saw all this information and clips. But I'm just gonna say like basically from what I've seen from her, what I felt, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard of like her and they know what's going on. So she uses a lot like the I'm empowering myself, being like an independent woman kind of thing, which I mean good for you. I'm really glad that you're there and that you don't care about what men think, and you want to protect yourself and not let what other people, like negative people, are trying to say. I think it's completely fine. Thing is, like, I think he went over her head. I'm gonna just talk about like recent events. For example, with Rachel Oates, I really like watching her because she reads poems and stuff like that. And I remember seeing her review of her new poetry book because, yeah, she also made like a poetry kind of book with illustrations. And it was a pretty decent review. Like, obviously, she was being completely honest about how she felt about the book, but before anything, she thanked Gabbie for giving her the book and like being honest and being like brave enough to take the courage to give her script so that she can review it. She was like nice. She wasn't really disrespectful, but she wasn't honest about it. And I feel even for people that don't read poetry, they can tell that it's really, really bad. It's just like reading a Tumblr post. Like, how are you gonna sell that for, I think it's like $20, 20 something, back when Dandelion was coming on. I don't know how expensive it's now, but that's when it just came on with also illustrations. Well, if you want to see the whole review, I'm gonna link Rachel's Oats video. You guys probably have already seen it, but if you haven't, I'll link it down below. So yeah, she was being really nice and stuff, and then she just made like a huge drama, right? So yeah, I do believe that, she uses feminism as an excuse to like ignore people that are just being honest with her, or make them be the bully. She does this all the time. At least with Rachel Oates, she didn't do anything wrong, or she wasn't rude at all. She was really understanding. I think she was being completely normal. Like, she was being an adult reviewing a book like anyone would review a book, if not even nicer. And so she just uses this like feminism, like, I don't care what they say, other women are not gonna put me down, other people are not gonna put me down, to then like offend them and become the bully and be rude to them in public and in posts. And she becomes the bully basically. Then she says what happens, but then like even during the conversations and text, like again, if you watch the videos, you're gonna see that she blows things out of proportion. She's saying things that the other person even really wasn't gonna say, and she just makes it bigger and bigger. And even if the other person is trying to be the bigger person, she just, I don't know where she gets things out from, but she becomes into more and more drama. But yeah, like, and I think we've seen this before. She's just like, ha ha ha, I just created this drama on purpose so you guys would watch me. Okay, good for you. Are you happy with all of the bad attention you're getting? It sounds like the little sibling in the family that is like the very like rebellious kid that doesn't do like anything and is like all for attention. Okay, you got it. You're happy with it? Do you have your money, whatever you need it? Like, is that really how you want to earn your life? And just with all of these behaviors, which again, I think like 99% of us don't really relate to this, and we don't really act like this. But at least me, I've been in a position where I'm almost like in a victim kind of narrative, and I feel like she's going down that rabbit hole. But again, I just want to explain more this into detail because I feel there's a lot of misconceptions about this. Okay, so basically, going more into psychology, kind of like victim mentality route. I'm not a psychologist. I was a psych student, but haven't really finished that career. So I love psychology, and that's why I like also talk about like social and psychological kind of like issues or controversial stuff, because I'm really into that. But anyways, I feel like a lot of people think that victim mentality is something that is really looked down upon, and you have like all the control in the world and you're just being dumb for not knowing how to control it. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like there's levels, there's people that use victim mentality to an extent where they even like try to manipulate people, or just want everybody to feel sorry for them, and the more sorry you feel for them, the better they feel, kind of situation. And those are the people that really give the rest of people that suffer with this a really bad rap. And I say because I literally had a friend that used to be like that, and she wouldn't make up stuff, just like Gabbie, Hanna kind of situation. Actually, she would make it up worse when she was in middle school, just for people to feel bad about her. But yeah, I'd say she's doing this, and I think a lot of us, at least at some point in our lives, have gone through this. I feel like probably the only people that haven't are those like really positive, happy people. And I'm not saying like it's easy for them, because I realize, because my boyfriend is like this. Um, it takes a lot of effort, and it's a choice. It's not something that comes in natural. For some people it is, but then life gets harder, and the more you grow, the more you realize it gets harder. But I feel I have a lot of hella respect for people that do this. It's really interesting and nice. But okay, going back to victim mentality. So basically, for people that don't really know what this is, victim mentality is when you are just feeling pity for yourself, or feeling like everything's negative in life and there's nothing you can do, and everything's awful, and you get jealous because other people have like better things, and it's like the poor me please feel bad for me kind of attitude. Now there's levels. You may just present like one symptoms, like a couple of symptoms, or not like everything. This is not a mental illness, just so you know. This is just like a state, like an emotional state, but it's not like a mental illness. This starts because the person has gone through abuse for a very long time. So abuse makes you have like certain mechanisms. It can be like that you're aggressive, so let's say like I wouldn't say like you necessarily have to be physically aggressive. You can be like verbally aggressive and be like you're defensive all the time, you're expecting the worst, you're like super negative. Or it could be like the opposite side of the same thing would be that you just try to like keep quiet to yourself, you just let things happen, you just stay in the corner and try to let things go over you. One of the two. So in this case, I feel like Gabbie went more through the I'm always defensive and I'm the victim. Everybody's going against me kind of situation. Again, I don't blame you for developing that because it's unconscious. You're not conscious that you're doing such a thing, but you need to learn to be aware of when you are not in that toxic situation. And again, I believe it's my opinion, allegedly, I don't know, but I think that where everything that she went through with David Dobrik and how he treated her, which it was insane. I don't know how people would let this happen and this video would be posted. But anyways, this was years ago. She just developed that like kind of trauma. Like she was like the underdog. And again, I understand, but girl, you're not there anymore. That's not your situation anymore. And you can't just hide behind your past and your scars. I know it's really hard that after a long period of trauma, it's just like dealing with trauma itself. It's really hard to heal and it's really easy to fall into this. But not like a lot of people that have really gone through a lot of things have fallen into this. But basically that's the reason why it happens. Now, so you just guys, so you guys know and are more aware of what the symptoms could be. We have that again. Most things have a negative tone in your life, like everything bad is happening only to you. You ask yourself like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why does she have this better than me? Like, why do I deserve this? And I feel like this falls a lot into a lot of teenagers. Like I've been there. And also another thing is that you keep thinking about all the bad things in your life or just negative stuff too much. Like you mull in it. You just keep like wallowing in your sadness and your problems and you don't give room to appreciating your life. Also like low self-esteem can also lead to this. So low self-esteem for yourself, or you're not really happy with yourself. Like I mentioned before, being in anger very easily, getting irritated very easily, just when people are like telling you something you don't want to hear, being defensive, and the last one is being jealous. Being jealous that other people are having the things that you don't understand why they have them and you don't. Of the solutions, because again, I've talked about the problems or how can you identify it, and I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this might actually realize that they're dealing with this, and I don't want you to feel bad. Because again, I feel like movies and other people talk about this like,
oh yeah, it's usually like old women that are without like, they're not married, and they're like bitter, so they're just like, you know, like this victim, like dramatical thing.
Either that, and it's like super low down. And I feel like if people tell you like that, you're not really gonna understand that that's the situation or where you're going. They don't tell you more calmly, or you're not really aware the situation is over, you know? And since in movies and other people talk about it in such a like bad light as just like, oh, that dramatic girl that is just looking for attention or other kind of things, you don't even want to realize it. You don't even want to accept the fact that you're going through that. But again, some solutions that I want to give for me to work with, because I looked this up, like how can you actually get over this and get better solutions and get out of this mental situation. It would be create like little goals that you think you can achieve, the first sure that you're gonna be able to do, so you won't feel like you cannot do anything in life. Something that helped me when I was in this situation was like volunteering. I used to volunteer with kids and I would just like help them with homework, and sometimes I would buy them cookies just like they can have like to eat. They live in a really like complicated situation, so this would really help them. And honestly, the moment that you start giving to others, you don't have enough time to focus on yourself and all the bad things that you have. So it's easier to deal with this and realize of how blessed you are. Another very important and really good tip would be create a gratitude list. And I think a lot of people have heard of this. But basically, you just make a list of the things that you're grateful for. So you keep reminding of, yeah, not everything's bad. And then the most important one that is really hard to do for a lot of people to deal with trauma is take accountability. I feel like throughout all your life, when you're living with people that are toxic or don't let you really see how you feel, you just feel like they're not, like, your emotions are not real and you're not validated. So you gotta learn to do the same thing, and you cannot validate other people. So not everybody is an evil mastermind, unlike Gabbie getting more views. Haha, I tricked you. Like, a lot of us actually are not aware of this, or we don't feel safe enough to even acknowledge this. So for those who actually want to realize that they're going through this, and these are some tips, as well as myself that I've been there. I hope this helps. And again, don't feel ashamed of it. People really look down upon it, but there's no reason why. You can always just admit your mistakes and move forward. And it's not like anybody hasn't made mistakes. Like, everybody has done something, and nobody has the right to judge you. Also, try to remember that, make sure that you're not in a abusive environment, and if people are putting you down for your emotions and feelings, then don't listen to them. Make sure that you're not there, and it's okay that if you're in an abusive relationship or whatever, household, it's okay to feel this way, and just walk away from them. Don't stay with people like this if you can, if it's possible that you can get away from them. If it's family and you're a minor, I can understand why you can't, but just try to be aware, and it's not your fault. Abuse, people being mean to you and not understanding you and not treating you properly, is never gonna be your fault. But yeah, if people are talking to you calmly about how they feel about you and they're not being offensive, then it's okay. You should listen to them. And then, like, think for yourself if you think that's right or wrong. Just try to keep an open mind and realize that it's not bad to be wrong. Because society does put you as if, like, oh my gosh, you're wrong. This is the end of the world. This is the worst. I don't know if it's society of people in general, but a lot of people think that being wrong is the end of the world, and it's so hard to admit. But it's okay. It's okay to be wrong, and the only way to grow is realizing that you've been wrong. Now, I'm gonna read the poem of the week, which is actually Gabbie Hanna. So let's read it. If a guy doesn't answer your text for 3 years, so does that mean he's not interested, or is he just playing hard to get? Whatever. I don't mind taking it slow.
This wasn't a poetry book. This thing that I just read wasn't a poetry book. It's supposed to be poetry.
This is what I'm talking about. Well, again, I do really recommend to watch Rachel's old video, so I'll leave it down below. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.